simple, you can do it. Slide to the left, slide to the right. Now cool down, have a good time. Slide to the left, slide to the right. Do the butterfly, have a good time. Round, round, round and round you go. It's time to show out right now and take to the floor. Gonna do the two-step, then cowboy.
Welcome to CNS News. This is Michael Moore and my co-host April Abbott.
Thank you so much, Michael. I'm so glad to be a part of the team. Everybody's been so wonderful and welcoming.
Oh, fantastic. It's great to have you.
Thank you.
And for our first news of the day, some goings-on at CNS, we have one thing we have is Rehab Week. April, do you want to go into that?
Yeah, we have a lot of fun festivities scheduled for that week. It's going to be September 16th through the 19th, and just as we did last year, there'll be fun events each day. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yes, okay, did you notice anything? Never mind.
Okay.
Okay, and also we do have what I believe is a new clinic opening.
Yes, we do. We have a big move coming up to a beautiful new clinic for DFW. Everybody is anxiously excited and looking forward to the big move.
So when did
under a rock or Greenland?
What? No. They're back again.
Central Texas Gunworks owner Michael Cargill shows us
It's one little device, boom, slides and goes on.
how a bump stock can take the firing capabilities of a semi-automatic gun from this to this. Authorities say the accessory was outfitted on a dozen of Stephen Paddock's guns the night of the Las Vegas mass shooting, increasing the rate of fire from 45 to 60 rounds per minute to between 400 to 800 rounds per minute. In Texas, anyone can buy a bump stock. There's no background check, waiting period, or permit needed. They cost less than $200.
And so now people want to get their hands on it to see what that's all about.
Cargill hasn't been able to keep them on his shelves.
They're all sold out all over the country.
Now lawmakers are speaking out against this.
And the only reason to modify a gun is to kill as many people as possible in as short a time as possible.
Senator Dianne Feinstein announcing her plan to introduce a bill that would place a ban on bump stocks.
Our bill is simple and straightforward. Ban manufacturing or possession of accessories that accelerate a semi-automatic rifle's rate of fire to that of an automatic.
Cargill believes this won't be happening anytime soon.
They can try, but you're talking about an accessory. You're not talking about an actual firearm.
These are the average suburban kids.
They're promising them the world and then delivering them into hell.
Sit your daughter down and let her know. There's people out there really ready to manipulate her.
You know, today's my birthday. When I was 16 years old, I was in a girls' home, and I spent my 16th birthday there, and I was just thinking about it, about how no one celebrated my birth, you know. I used to wear this locket when I was a kid, and I just saw it this morning. You know, I never put a picture in it. It just...
Why no picture?
I didn't know who to put in. I didn't know who I loved. I didn't know who loved me.
What happened to you?
I was trafficked by a family member starting at a very young age in elementary school. I would be in a car taken to, it seemed like was an auto parts store, and that's where they would meet.
This is studied throughout the year and come from a lot of different places.
For the minors, I do know where the increase comes from. Starting in April, the state of Texas began to really pay attention to child sex trafficking. So they really took initiative in bringing all these service providers, first responders at the table.
We're seeing this crosses all socioeconomic classes. This is really anyone that wants to do this can today.
I became a runaway from home when I got older, and I got picked up by a pimp when I was 15 years old. Just out in an apartment complex at the pool waiting for our friends to come home. It seemed safe because there was other girls there my age with them.
Sometimes it's somebody they know might be involved in it, and so they're introduced to it that way. Sometimes they meet other kids who have been surviving through that. Sometimes it's just a matter of proving the elements.
A lot of times they won't tell us the whole story. The detectives have been working really hard in trying to form relationships and really make sure that they sort of build a trust, and so that slowly they can get the story and find out what's been happening to these children.
Why aren't these folks getting jail time?
The first and biggest reason really is based on the victim. It's their story, and if we don't have them there to tell their story, we can't prove it to a jury. And then there are other times, because these same victims are vulnerable, you know, they may have a lengthy criminal history, or they may have a not, clean sexual record.
So you're telling me that a defense would use a 14, 15, 16-year-old kid's sexual history and juvenile crimes to paint that kid as they wanted to be trafficked?
Absolutely. I think they would say that, they knew what they were doing.
They're a kid. I mean, isn't that the purpose of our statutes, is to say they're a minor, they can't make these decisions for themselves?
Absolutely. And that's what we want to get across to juries. Unfortunately, because of that history, though, some people look at them not as victims, but as willing participants.
We find is that our biggest need is safe places for these victims to go.
And I know of 6 girls right now that need a place. Currently, there is no place for these children to go.
So we have a need for housing and counseling that usually goes unmet. When a 15 or 16-year-old has nowhere to go, they're just waiting for the next pimp to come around and find them.
A family called me. They asked if I wanted 50 acres to build a healing community for children.
Walk to that sign.
I think just being here, it's very healing, for me too. To be able to kind of come full circle from being in a place that did not do me any good to coming to a place where I can make it, with the help of all of our team, the best healing place for them as possible.